there we go with everything else too. So this is our 8th episode. We are live on Twitch and saved up on YouTube. So wherever you see it, welcome, and hopefully it's gonna be good. Um, Last off, we had a. I'm gonna up my volume a little bit. We had one that were met with the brute force of a blade. So Retic's character unfortunately died. And in the wake of things, Beth Vamp's character resurrected him as a undead to kind of revenge everything. So it all came a full circle. And that's kind of where we also left you guys off, as I recall. We didn't really go much further than the sad part about having the character off. Anything of that we need to talk about? Questions? Do we have any?
No.
How much do we heal when we rest?
For every night, you get at least 1 hit point back.
Okay.
But you also get your endurance heal as extra. You have a extra modifier called heal. So my sort of test and little tweak about a lot of things have left us down to a little revamp. And your armor has been changed to meet the changes. And I talked to some of you and maybe all of you, I don't know. It's been lowered, so it's not completely overpowered as it once were. And now you have the option in the future to better the armor itself. So if you have a fairly low number, you could maybe find a city smith that'll probably want more money to improve it. Maybe even make a new one that is better. Maybe like in an alloyed state or something that is better with like magic as well. So with this one, there are a little bit of a better future for the armor. So there is that. And the shield is also updated now. So it actually works the way it's intended to. And we will see. There is a small tweak here and there when we play, but nothing that'll kind of completely break the characters, because I make it in small portions. So if I did it too much, maybe. Anywho, back to the game. We have a sort of quiet time when you guys realize what has happened, and you go through the area a little bit. You make a pass through, and nothing of what they've had. These were sort of demonic creatures, right? They themselves didn't drop anything, as everything they had kind of dissolved in a weird way. And the place is fairly empty. But you do find what would be a roll, and I think I can actually make it so that it's... No, I can't. So both of you, one roll each. In the rollable tables up to the right, it's a file one to left of the cards symbol. Rollable tables, there is a folder called Riches, and you can roll each once on A2, Gem 2. If you find that one.
A2 Gems 1?
2.
I only see Gems 1. I don't see a Gems 2.
Yeah, it's just Treasure A2 Gems 1.
Configure, it's none. Did it pop up now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's just open that and just press roll.
Big stupid words roll.
On the very
I just
bottom.
feel like this.
Yeah. On the very bottom of the sheet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got a diamond.
Diamonds are forever.
They're a girl's best friend.
So they say. Don't believe it.
I'm not actually a particular fan of them.
Yeah. So you can write that into your notes. That is the worth that might be achievable. You know that if you sell it, you won't get that much to a jeweler. If you find someone that really wants them, yeah, that's probably the price they have to pay.
Is that in gold or in silver?
Silver. It's
Okay,
only
thank you.
silver. Yeah. And I'll pop in.
So there aren't any of that art or artifacts around that we were told to go look for?
The thing was that you were with Ebonheart. He had this idea: just go into the unknown, find a couple of the old houses, and just ransack them for whatever they had. Kind of on a loot sprint, just finding what you can get, sort of thing. There were no real objective per se.
Okay.
So it's kind of a little bit up to you how long you want to go on this trek.
Can we search the area that we're in? I mean, see if there's anything of interest in this old temple or whatever it is.
I think
Yeah,
that's what we just did. Is
Yeah.
we just rolled to see what we found, and that's what we got.
Oh,
Yeah.
my brain. Sorry.
So this is sort of just a leftover ruin. There's not much to be found here at all.
Okay. Sorry. I had
Did we ever find out like what deity was supposed to have been here or anything?
Oh, I can
Is
activate that one.
is there any sign of who this temple used to be a worship to?
Do you have religion history?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Otherwise, you can roll for culture.
No, I don't have religion history, so I'll just
Yeah.
do culture.
Which is like a very simplistic. No,
Damn.
yeah, close, but no
right.
cigar. So it definitely had a significant importance at one time, but yeah, as it
You
looks,
said you
no
wanted
more.
to try?
Yeah, can I try?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
That should be
damn.
better. There were, according to Beth, several places where they built these almost like sanctuary churches, and they were mostly put up by the Brothers of Iron, which is sort of like Samaritans that tries to help where they can. But now they as a group is not so strong anymore.
Okay.
So these are like probably several generations ago, like that old.
Thank you.
Hmm. And I'm just guessing that you guys are, after a short while, leaving the scene, and you're getting to the point where the question is, should you continue to do more of the search, or are you more or less taking what you got and go back to the town, to the city?
Yeah, what do we want to do? We do have the book and the focus, that magical focus that we found. And we still need to study. I don't have a preference really. Maybe a little bit to go back to town because we don't know if they're going to sell off the horses. And if we don't get there shortly after daybreak, we'll have to pay to get in again.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm pretty rough shape. I think I would like to go to town, rest up, get a good meal, and heal up before we come back out and get into trouble again.
Sounds good.
So what do you do with Ebonheart? You will, with Raised Dead, it is school value in days, which with your 10 is 10 days.
So we have Evanhart as a companion for 10 days.
If wanted to. You could dismiss it at any time.
We'll keep him around. Why not? Be kind of funny. Besides, who knows? We might get attacked on our way back into town.
Yeah.
And we left with 3 people. Would be kind of weird to come back with only 2.
It wouldn't. They don't really see you as survivors.
Well,
but I would say that it's probably not a good idea to bring him into the town or city.
Is there, I mean, I wasn't very close with Evanhart. Is there anything that you think he would have appreciated in a burial of sorts, or was there a deity he worshipped?
For ethics, I'm assuming I would know such information about him. Would he have like a burial practice he would want done?
I don't know. he's dead. I don't know. I guess Kaiga can make it up. I don't know.
Probably just sweet and simple.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
really discussed it, so.
I guess bury him? Sure.
Is it a bad thing to have him dig his own grave and then hop in and then let him expire?
I actually was kind of wondering that same thing. Yeah.
He's not gonna.
Another
know
question
the
is
difference.
do we have anything to actually dig with? I didn't particularly bring a shovel, did you?
No, I don't have a shovel.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we can just leave him out somewhere under a bush or something, and maybe we should we take the ring on his finger that was supposed to get him into the assassins?
Probably a
Is
good
that
idea.
something you were interested in doing too, or?
Yeah, let's loot, I guess, everything from him. What all did he have?
So you start to go through the undead body to see what the former companion actually had.
And in the process of doing this, what, Beth, how would you like to be buried, or if that event ever happens, just in case?
Burn me.
Burn you? Okay.
Yeah, that way you can't be resuscitated or anything.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
no corpse, no bringing back. So, yeah, just burn it.
So you find his pouch with 543 silver.
Nice.
Wow.
And the ring, of course. And he has 2 daggers and his medium armor of did you only have head? Did you have a full set?
Yeah, also.
Yeah, a full set of medium leather.
Nice.
Well, it's leather. You can wear leather, right?
Yeah. I want to take his armor,
Mm-hmm.
except for, of course, for my chest.
The chest wouldn't be something you wanted because that's the one that almost cleaved him in one shot.
Yeah.
So that one is
So I
ruined.
guess the rest of it is just light armor.
Let's have a gander in equipment. Light armor, yes.
Okay, awesome.
So, do you remember, Redix, if he had a good one or like just the one he bought, like the simplest one?
The what?
The leather armor. Was it a paid, well-made one, or was it just a normal off the rack?
Considering the money I had, probably off the rack.
Yeah. So it's a armor value of 1.
Okay.
And break value of 2. And it's a leather armor. And as it's a leather armor, it kind of fits you. No worries.
I can get it to. There we go.
So Retix and the rest of you guys, is the classical question a interest for you to know everyone? Like, are we talking about the big group now that knows each other from different locations, meaning that if someone dies, it's easy to pick one in? Or are we talking, we want it to be more, we meet someone and we have that as a introduction?
I don't have a preference.
The rest of you?
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah, I have no idea. I think it's just kind of gonna depend on the character. Um,
Let's face it, no one is going to be super good.
yeah.
It's not going to be holy saints, none of you. Maybe TG will try. But the intent for you guys are now to kind of move back to the city. That's what I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's head on back to town.
And it'll take you some odd hours, as it's taking you some hours to get where you are at this point. And now you recognize it all, like the places and things that you have seen so far. Maybe in half hour, you guys find moving towards you, meaning leaving the city, but is a smaller cart with 3 people on it. All of them has robes and kind of sitting there, not making any sort of eye contact, and is on one side of the road with one donkey. You remember the sort of group, mostly the cart and donkey, but now you see that there are 3 of them. Are you gonna let them pass without any sort of interaction, or?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Avoid them.
Are you not gonna do anything, Senso? Because I know that you don't particularly like the group that was associated with that card.
We've already screwed them over, so I'm not too worried about any, bothering them or anything.
As they pass by, do we see any new stuff in their cart?
You actually see that they have increased their loot load with maybe as they have a canvas over, it's like 2 wheels. So there are 2 that is sitting with the reins sort of in the front, and one is kind of almost just sitting half-assed on top of everything. And you guys could kind of say that it's not as flat as it once were. So definitely have acquired something or added something for sure.
Okay. Interesting.
Blue bearded fox. God damn it. All right. Well, Beth's pretty banged up. I don't want to start a fight, so
Yeah.
we'll just ignore it and keep going.
And they eventually just pass you without looking at you or making any sort of eye contact or anything. They're just moving along, so to speak. And as you have passed, it takes maybe whatever minutes, and they make a bend of the road that you have traveled previously and disappears. And yeah, it's some maybe halfway to do. Anything that you guys want to talk about or make on the way?
I can't think of anything other than just I can't wait to get to the inn and hit the hay.
You can burn my body too if I die early, but it's more so I don't want demons to mess with me.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'll say on our way back.
Yeah, a good sort of thing to say as well. I mean, good to know. And moving forward, you get to the very great and grand gate of Stormfield, the old ward. And if you don't see Stormfield, you might need to do a F5.
It's at 98%. It's thinking.
And as you approach up, there are a couple of the guards that have been stationed here for quite a while. And it's not the same, but as you approach up, they one of them asks you of first, or have you been here before?
We're returning. We had set out just a little while ago.
And then
We
he
left
takes
you
up
your names.
Yeah, he takes up a ledger of sort with like loose papers in, and asks quickly thereafter, like, and your names are?
Yeah. Give him my name.
Yeah, he takes a piece of charcoal and just edges the name off, and then looks over to Senso. I think you gave the right names.
Yeah, we didn't lie about our names, not even Ebonheart. So, I'll just say I'm Senzo. Ebonheart is no longer with us. He died along the trail.
And the guard kind of nods, sorry to hear, and he scratches his name off as well. Well, you can go back in.
Thank you very much.
And you do have a couple of horses, one extra now, and it's at a stable by a kind of a grander tavern. And as you approach back, it's the same sort of style. It's getting late now, and it's starting to fill up. People are standing on the outside, just interacting with people passing by, or just started to talk in general. Kind of like the classic, we're standing outside smoking, that sort of mingling, you know. And
Are the is the group of Melgorians that we had seen before we left still here eating, or no?
maybe, you don't know. So that's what you're gonna look out for, I guess.
Yes, that's what I will do.
Yeah. So approaching back in, it's a fairly tall building in the inside with balconies showing rooms that you rent all the way up to third floor. And as it were, you all got different floors. Do you remember which floors you got?
I think Rethix had the very top, and I had the second floor, and Beth had the bottom floor. I think.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
Yeah, let's say it's spot on. And you go back in, and it's getting to the point where soon it will be difficult to find a table. There are two open fireplaces on each of the sides of the tavern, a longer sort of bar scene in the middle back, so you have to go to it. Normally you just find a table and someone will approach. That seems to be the trick. So Are you gonna go for your rooms, or are you gonna try to relax a little bit beforehand?
I'll look at Beth for that. She's the hurt one. I didn't get hurt.
A good meal probably would help. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for one of those free tables.
And sitting down, the two of you, across, fairly far away, is I think there were 3 of them as well, the Half-Megorians that you eyed out, and they were said to depart.
There were 4.
There were 4
but
of them.
yeah.
Yeah. They are sitting by a table and looking strangely deflated, like they're not happy for whatever reason.
Yes.
And as you look, you come across a person that both you and Beth have had interactions with before. So, Redix, your description of your character.
An older elven man, flowing green robes, a leather helmet, and a chest piece is sort of visible underneath all the cloth. And he has there's a bird sort of sitting on his shoulder, sort of pecking at things, be cawing now and again. It looks like a raven. It probably is a raven.
Standing
What's the bird
by
picking
the
at, Alex?
standing by the bars or a own table.
I think he has his own table. But I think a visibly upset person has just stood up from the table and walked away, and I'm, shoveling a couple of coins away.
And so you see this man that you have probably have had good interactions with before, Archon, a wizard of sort.
You said his name was Archon?
You know him by that name.
Okay.
And Beth as well.
Well, then he'll get excited and walk on over. Archon, how are you doing? What brings you to Stormfield? That's where we are, right? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is someone I did not expect to see. Well, I am seeing the sights, trying the lights.
Well, we heard there was a merchant nearby, Gullible Trumpet, that sells some fancy things. But we just got back from a bit of a rough one. Lost a companion along the way, Evan Hart. I don't know if you ever worked with Evan Hart, but it's we fought a group of demons. And as usually happens with demons, someone's soul gets taken away, and in this case, it was poor Evan Hart. But went down fighting. That's the good part. But yep, now we're back, resting up. Beth's banged up. I managed to get out unscathed. It was really close though. I damaged some equipment. I'll have to get that repaired or looked at at some point. Are you just looking for sites, or have you picked up any jobs yourself?
Oh, I'm always working. My latest customer just left. And as always, they leave with less, and I remain with more.
Yeah, I already learned ahead of time not to gamble with you. But,
You said Beth. Is it the same one?
the one with the perchant for undead things, yeah, it's the same one.
Yes. Well, I have had a worse company, both you and her. So a welcome change from the road. There are some interesting individuals.
Oh, interesting individuals. They didn't happen to be Melgorian, did they?
I haven't had the pleasure in a while. But no, mostly people who try to steal things or kill you, or they want to sell you something, or they want to preach something, or this or that, or
Did you run into the guy at the gates too that tried to get you to come in and worship at the gates, or did you probably were smart enough to avoid him? All right, well, you're welcome to sit with us, and if we come across more jobs, you're welcome to continue on with us, or we could assist you. We're kind of open contract right now. Our last one wasn't as frugal as I think we were hoping. I just came away with some gems.
well, I wasn't really planning on doing much. Not been here long, but long enough to taste the atmosphere. I suppose I could tag along, see if we can get into some trouble, as always.
I certainly hope so. Well, it's good to have you.
Likewise. Raker, could you go find Beth and annoy her just a little bit, not too much, but just enough.
Yeah, the raven kind of takes off, and you see that some people, duck with their heads, and the bird takes off in this kind of tall tavern building. You wanted to say something there, Teach?
I guess Senzo will see if. Do you mind if I take a seat, or should I help the bird find Beth as well?
Oh, I think he can find her. People like us tend to stand out in places like this. So, if you have your own table, I could join you, or we could stay at mine. It doesn't matter to me.
Senzo will just sit down. I'm already here. Might as well sit. And so the bird goes and finds Beth.
Yeah, and I would say that Beth, you haven't really paid a lot of attention to what the Sensor were doing, as you're banged up and waiting for the food, and as you're getting a bowl of some broth and bread, a bird that you have seen and tried to communicate with before makes a big landing and picks your bread bit and dives away, and you just see it just flying off. And as you look up, you see that Sense have sit down with the one that you know as Archon.
Okay. I guess seeing my companion sitting with another previous companion, I will gather up my things and slowly hobble my way to their table. And plop myself down. Did the bird take the whole thing of bread?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, jerk. Yeah, I'm just gonna plop myself down. I figure I'm probably conked out enough that I'm not going to be saying much, but I'll at least wave my hand to... Is it Argon or Archon?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Give you a quick wave hello. I suppose it's good to see you again. We keep running into old friends, it seems, in this place.
Likewise. I guess what's left of you? You're missing some bits. In case you didn't notice.
What? I only heard part of that. I'm sorry.
Well, it's nice to see what's left of you. You're missing some bits.
A little. But
Wait, did she lose a limb?
No, mostly scratching here and there, and probably looks bad.
Nothing that won't heal up. Might have a few interesting scars, but nothing too bad.
You should have seen there was this one blow that would have sliced her near in half, but she managed to deflect it with the one piece of armor she has. It's incredible. But now she's got more armor, so everything's should be better next time? Question mark?
Fingers crossed. Ebonheart was generous to his last breath as she shows off her new leather armor.
Well, waste not, what not, and all that.
Indeed. Well, we had this deal with a fella at the Golden Trumpet to find antiquities and bring them back to him for resale. However, we, like I said, only found some gems. So he hopefully will take them for a price that's not too, I guess, eye gouging or pocket gouging. Like he'll hopefully fare a good price as opposed to other people that we find. Or we could just pocket them and find someone else to try to trade with. Other than that, there's a group of Melgorians around here that I'm a little keen to see what they're up to. They've, I don't know, like lean in and whisper, like, I think they found one of the old castles of the region that have a magic history. But we also did find some peculiar things that we'll have to talk about more upstairs. One you might be able to help with, as I'm not particularly good with magic.
Nice. I suppose I can see what I can do. I couldn't interest either of you in cards.
Not me. Perhaps Beth. I was an idiot and I spent all of my coin on this armor that I got. But hey, it saved my life, so I'm not really complaining.
Maybe some other night. At the moment, my only goal is eat this delicious meal and collapse in bed. And I suppose show you guys the artifact thing that we found, but I'm not going to be much use tonight.
Yeah, Senzo will just kind of take it in stride like it's no big deal.
I mean, I can be an alibi for one of you guys if you're looking to get in trouble, but
All right.
Yeah.
So no on the cards tonight, I guess. Is there a poor sap that you wanted to go for tonight that maybe I should just sit back and make sure there's no trouble?
Well, I
well,
haven't seen any new marks. I mean, any new clients. So, but maybe I can find someone to bait. There has to be someone here who has some money at least.
No one ever expects the or suspects the card shark to be the guy with the bird on his shoulder. That's for sure.
I'm just an old man. I'm perfectly harmless.
Harmless indeed. All right. Well, Skagit, does he find any marks around?
Yeah, will you make a little bit of a pass around to see if you find?
Oh yes, oh yeah.
I make a suggestion. You could always try for those Malgorians that Senzo is so interested in.
They do have a map that could be interesting to have. I don't know that they would give that away or any information about it, but I guess we could try.
I don't think I've played for a map before, but there's always a first time for everything. You happen to know where they are?
I don't remember what floor they were on. They were purchasing meal tickets though, so I had assumed that they were going to be spending more than a day here. We didn't see them on the road. Hopefully they're either in town or coming down for dinner.
You remember you saw them sulking, the four of them at least, but the
Oh,
other
they're sulking
ones,
right there.
yeah.
So they are here. They're sulking.
Yeah,
Okay,
but there are
that's fine.
another group moving around too, which were 3. These ones are 4.
Oh, so the three that we ran into?
No, these are the 4 that stayed here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like maybe they weren't all that profitable in what they were trying to go after, which I'm hopeful of. I would hate for them to get a hold of such priceless artifacts, and big priceless artifacts, as it were. I shudder to think of what they could do with such power. Yeah. So I guess we could try to pick them for information. They look like they are nearby, but they might not even be up for cards themselves. Maybe it'll cheer them up. I don't know.
Buy him a drink first. Still toss them a couple silver coins. That'll probably get you guys in their good graces.
Oh yeah, you're like in charge of all the funds now that you got Evan Hart's money. Better not give it to me. I'll splurge it all on weapons and armor.
I'd been
How
going
about
to offer to split it. but
Two-pronged
never mind.
attack here. You buy the drinks. I propose a game. we sort of arrive at the same time. Maybe we go with, you look like you've had a rough day. Maybe a few drinks from some friendly strangers. Hey, maybe you feel like maybe your luck's coming around. Maybe you wanna try out cards. If you don't know the rules, I could show you.
All right, we'll try that ploy. I'll go get the drinks with some of the silver that we have, and we have is the keyword. Not I. And see what we can come up with.
So, who approaches them first then?
God, I don't want to be the one. But I think I'm probably gonna be the one. I'll walk up and say, well met, strangers. Looks like you had a rough time on the road as well as us. You fancy a drink and perhaps a game of cards?
Let's see.
Roll for initiative. Damn.
He leans back into his seat, and you see like own or made by something else scars that shows a prominent factor of what they believe in, on his hands, on his face, with just a dull sort of gaze. It haunts you to know that he just says that I don't need anything from one of you.
I thought perhaps being a fellow sellsword was enough to find a middle ground, but I see perhaps that's not the case.
And he looks over to the other one, and another person similar, fairly beaten person, like a lot of scars and shows of someone who has been in countless fights over the years. His eyes flare up, and he no longer looks downtrodden at all. Now he's with a little bit of a flare, almost like he is really amped about this discussion. And he puts a hand on the table and just says very calmly to you that the time when we will participate with anything from a Valorian, that would be the day. Now scurry off, or we will cut you.
Take a big drink of one of the drinks and walk off.
And as you kind of storms off, keeping a composure, you hear how they kind of just start to assemble themselves, leaving.
Yeah. bad history. We have some wounds just continue on from generation to generation.
And you make a mention to Archon about it.
Yeah, and Beth.
I'm surprised you were so nice about it.
Well, I was after information, so if it wasn't for that, I probably would have done the same thing they did.
I just meant after the way they talked to you, I probably would have smashed my drink right into their head.
Oh. I'm not up for a bar fight tonight. Plus, I've got to win. I stole something today. Or yesterday, whenever that was.
So that didn't go quite as well as I hoped. Well, you can't always win.
Nope. Suppose their house always wins. Huh, that's a funny joke. All right. So, should we go into one of the rooms and do some investigating of our finds, or are we going to tarry and down at the bar for a bit longer?
I suppose that's up to you guys. Did you want to try and find another mark, or?
Oh, good call.
I don't need to. I want to, but I don't need to.
Okay. Well, I would like to. I have a bit more of a need. I want to look through this book that I got. Still have some time before I fall asleep to look in it and see what it's about.
Well, let's go investigate what we found, and then if it's early enough, I mean, people have probably drunk more by then, and you guys might can convince them to do some cards or something then. Or somebody else.
True. All right. Yeah, let's go into one of the rooms and look at what we've found.
I guess I'll lead the way to my room since it's on the first floor.
Okay.
And the room itself, small, being a simpler bed, a table with a stool next to, and there is no window or anything. It feels a little bit cramped. You three definitely can fit in, but it's cozy rather than spacious. And there is like a latch that you can put on the inside.
All right. Well, I'll latch the door, sit down, and I'll pull out the book and start looking at it while the other two, I guess, look at the arcane focus.
Yeah, I guess I'll whip it out. This is what we found in the back of a wagon.
Yeah, some Melgorians were looting, it seems, around the area, and we happened to snag or share in their loot, so to speak. Although it looks like they got more stuff on our way back, we didn't stop to peek. So what do I find in the book?
You go through it mostly as like a sort of, a page here and there. It's about something that might be fairly near to your heart. It's talking about a older dragon named Eldareth, standing as a conduit between the mortal realm and the ancient deity's home. And it is a offering, a sort of plot that kind of shows its course through, written by some sort of cult leader, a clandestine sort of cult, a group of that has been moved away, and you sense and kind of read between the lines that this is probably part of the older Melgorians, and they sought the Eldareth's blood, draining it for the potent blood to fuel the hunger of what they called the true gods. And it kind of continues on.
The blood of the dragon?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it depends on how deep you want to go into the whole narrative stories and kind of marks.
I think he'd be interested in intent to keep reading.
And for the two of you, you're looking at the thing that you also took from the caravan.
Yep.
It is a golden sort of thing that holds up a crystal the size of a American football. It's not in any sort of perfect shape or anything. It's completely translucent. You can see through it, the crystal that is. The golden thing wraps around it and makes it so that it could actually be standing on a table or so. On its sides, the golden has had a couple of etchings, and staying true to the power of the arcane, making it so it's easier to use the item. And both of you can make it a roll. I'll snap one off for you first, Beth. So that's your roll. You have to click that one. Which you succeed as you roll under 8.
Yeah.
And for you, Archon, you can roll on that one.
Ouch.
So I would say that Archon is the one who kind of gives the first sort of openings, finds of how to put it together, secure it, and points out the obvious arcane knowledge about it. And when Beth is kind of looking at it all put together as it should be, latched in and stuff, it is a beacon. So when you sacrifice spirit points into it, it will ripple a sort of beacon effect and call out to whatever it's linked to. Not knowing exactly what that is, it's a
Risky?
mystery. Yeah, but now you know. You're guessing you need to at least sacrifice about 2 to 4 spirit points to activate it and send. And then it looks like it has a top roof of 8 to kind of maximize it as much as possible.
Does it look silver elf in origin? Like would like craftsmanship? Would I be able to tell or not?
No, this has no old, like old ways of craftsmanship behind it.
Okay.
And both
Interesting.
Archon and Beth, as you two are looking at it, you kind of realize it's probably a mixture of some sort of crystals from another plane and the craftsmanship of magical or magic people that has knowledge about the arcane. Let's go that route. So they've found the crystal, acquired the crystal, and then put it together.
You said it takes 4 spirit points to utilize it?
Yeah, 2 to 4 to start the process, and all the way up to 8. You don't know what the difference is, but you're guessing it's widening the range for the beacon to kind of activate or shine or call.
Should we test it out, you guys?
I leave that up to the magic people. I don't know anything about it.
Archon, what do you think?
Definitely.
Yes? Okay. How do we fill it? Like, do we just like put our hands on it, or?
Yeah, and you then just activate it by spending 4 spirit points at the lowest, all the way up to 8, depending on how much you want to invest.
Could we each do 2, or does it have to be from one person?
You can actually take 1 point from Senso. I mean, it just needs to get the 4 or all the way up to 8.
I guess I do have a lot of spirit points. Or a few.
Okay.
I'm not going to use them.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll do the 4. Okay. Yeah. I put my hand on the thing and give it 4 bits of spirit
4
points.
4 points. And as you more or less just activate it, and you do sense and see that the effect changes, and what you first thought would be a call is a reverted magic, and you sense that you are all just leaving this plane. And as you sense this sort of cold, really crisp, almost like a first step outside, everything just turns instantly into very low negatives. It's hard to hold a hand, like clasp it. And you sense that there is a shift. None of you have traveled this way, and everything around you just starts to crackle as shards of ice almost. And for a brief moment, you see, all of you see this long, long hall of just stone, like almost greater halls and different corridors and long winded libraries going for meters and just disappears into just darkness. People are walking like ghosts through and kind of around you, doing stuff like reading. They are putting back books. And as you are moving to one and another direction, a complete different scenario kind of ripples itself through. And you see another sort of section of this very large sort of citadel of just corridors and libraries. And everything is almost like a very flowy, black and white, sort of opaque. You're not really here, but you see stuff that might be. And you're definitely not at the tavern anymore. Anything you want to say to each other or try to do?
Like is it like exposure? You know, if we are exposed to this cold, is it gonna be, you know, potentially lethal?
You know enough to say that you're traveling through a plane or two. You can both roll the same sort of attested. For Beth, it's the roll under 8, and Archon is roll under 11. Ow. Damn.
Ooh.
So you would say that this is things that you've heard about, but not enough. There is definitely almost as if you enter a in-between world that leads to a plethora of places. The only thing that you know is that if you spend too much time here, or if you travel in the wrong direction, you will be stuck here forever. This is like the halls between possibilities. And putting the lightest two together, you're realizing that this is where entities move through different realms and places, different planes and planets. They just find a good sort of beacon, and they open up a place for them to be sucked in, and then they know enough, they know where to go, and you realize that they need skills far beyond what you have to navigate through these halls. So for Senso, is there anything you want to do or try to do?
No, I think Senzo would be scared.
Mm-hmm. Beth, same question.
Does she get like any sense of how to go back to where they were previously? Like, since she only put 4 in, like, will it just wear out if we don't do anything? Or does she even have an idea?
No, you have no real idea. You can test different things out, like either just stand still waiting. You could try to move in the direction you came in. You can try to manipulate the item that took you here. Find
So
ways to kind of do it.
The item is still in our hand?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if like we still had our stuff with us or not.
Yeah, you're not naked yet.
If Senzo is thinking about the dragon and this whole like other plane that the dragon was on, if he's just like concentrating on that and thinking about that, does anything happen?
You sense a weird static and warmth.
Okay.
Oh, I reach over and I poke both Senzo and Archon.
Yeah, you definitely just poke through as they're more just a ghostly image, but
Okay, that's good to know. Looking at Archon, can I actually speak to him, or Archon, do you have any ideas? Can he even hear me, or are we just
Archon, you hear
ghostly presences to one another?
Archon, you hear Beth asking you the question.
I'm just gonna look over and then look ahead, and I will use my what happened to me when I was very young, and I will look up, down, behind us, and I will use my directional sense to try and navigate us to where we are going.
Right. So you instantly felt like you were leaving the place you were at. The direction you're going is definitely not a good one. And
yeah, I feel unless I can reverse this and get us back where we started, I want to at least get us through.
Yeah. So you're guessing that either going back will get you to a point where you were, or another direction is moving to roughly where you were going, but with a slight deviation of that, I would say.
Well, I got a warm feeling when I started thinking about the dragons, and it's not as cold as the direction we're heading now.
Almost as if maybe there was dragon fire. As if we're going to the dragons.
No, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Dragons are good people. I mean, dragons.
I would say depending on how much you want to know about the dragons, for Beth and Archon, the normal consensus is that they are so ancient that it is just myths and beasts that probably were a thing, but none have seen a true dragon in ages. But they have existed, and depending on who you talk to, they don't fear it, or so. It's more like a grander myth, and like a legendary creature. But nothing points towards them being beasts or monsters in anyone's eyes.
I feel rather safe if I were to go towards a dragon.
I feel like this entire thing needs more studying. I think we should just go back to the room. If we can.
I am inclined to agree. I will try to do a 180 and get us back.
Senzo will just keep thinking about dragons.
You will think about the dragons.
Yeah.
All I can see is Senzo clicking his ruby boots together. There's no place like dragons. There's no place like dragons.
And as you're moving back, Senso gets like a vision that shows a different time.
Oh. Wow. That's pretty and terrifying at the same time. All right. Yeah. Are those buildings at the bottom? Holy cow.
And as you get to roughly the same point, there is a sort of vortex, like a surge of energy. And for Archon, with your very directional sense, you basically point that that's the original spot we came from. And as soon as you kind of point it out, it's as if someone takes a part of your hand and starts pulling it. And it's the sort of weird black hole-esque look to it, where his hand is kind of being drawn in to a energy. And it's more or less a question on if you want to move through, see if that's actually the thing that will take you back.
I do it. I reach.
And for the rest of you,
I guess Senzo will do the same.
and Archon.
Yeah.
You go through it all, and you sense a strong sort of energy of this cold, very prismatic feel of just shards of ice, almost as if you're going in an intense speed through like an ice storm. It feels like the skin is ripping apart almost out of this ice and strong weather. But it's in a short, brief instance. And as you're back to where you were, Beth is thinking about putting in 4 points of spirit just for the heck of it. And you realize you moved like a second or so back in time. Just a short, brief time. You're looking at each other, realizing what you're about to do, what could happen again.
quick question then. If I've gone back in time, does that mean I no longer have spent those 4 spirit points?
Yeah. There is your points are back, so to speak.
Interesting. So what exactly do you guys make of that?
Do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Huh. I don't know. Got a strange image that popped in my head when focusing on dragons and it's kind of the history in the book that I read. It was a warm feeling as opposed to all the cold that was going on. So, and the vision itself was of like this thunderstorm with a bunch of energy and the sun, and it was really cool. I almost want to do it again. At first, I was scared though, because the thought of falling into like the demon plane or something was not appetizing. What about you guys?
I have to say that the ability to travel through time is appealing.
Do we get the impression that if we used the device and thought of a specific time, it would take us to that time? Or
You have essentially how magic items work is that you have to have several components for it to work. First, you have to have someone with the magic capability. So someone needs to know that spell in order to make a magical item. And then there is different ways to make a magical item per se. One is basically a one-time deal use, and then it's kind of reverted back to whatever item it was at the time. And the next one is a version where you're basically storing the energy in the item, but you have to sacrifice magic points in order to fuel it to work. That's the item that you have got, like a mid-tier sort of magical item. It's still a potent and probably way off like rare, and one could probably say it's towards a very strong legendary item in a sense. But there is magic that you guys haven't used, and guessing it's probably demonology, as it's
Damn it.
taking you to a place and moving you with such a volatile way of doing it. It's not simple. And for like Senso and the knowledge about how, example, dragons have done it, they are basically cutting through the space and time. They're not like in need of moving through these corridors, getting lost. They're basically like, we want to go here, and now is our time. Now we will do it. So you're guessing it is the demonology power. So it's never gonna be stable. You saw one outcome. It took you to a place in one sort of manner, and it took you back to where you were in one way. But you don't know if the sort of volatile way of doing it would mean that one person would just disappear, or if you guys would be split up when you arrive, or if you basically move very far into the back in time. There's like so many variables. It's a little bit airy in its way. Mostly because there is no knowledge for you guys. Had it been like any sort of school of magic that you guys possessed, you could very easily start to kind of put things together, but it's a very guessing game. You could definitely try to move back and forth several times and start your own sort of educated guesses, and that would then be sort of a more written down study of what happens and how it would be. But it would take time. It would take several years to move from the stages of just educated guesses to actually perform case studies about it.
There's a library in this city, right?
Magic in its own, it's not forbidden, or there are places where people go for magical, I mean, both items and knowledge. So there's a library for just pure knowledge, and there is the other way where there are places where people exchange knowledge and so forth with the arcane as a background.
Maybe we should see if we can find any information out about this or something similar at the library before we play with it again.
Just be careful, because demonology is what the Crusaders and whatever, if anyone messes with it, then and is found out about it, they'll, kill you.
Yeah, the Inquisitors are always hunting those with the knowledge of demonology.
I'm not sure you're going to find what you're looking for in the books. But you could try.
I'm still gonna try, because I mean, maybe there's been people who have encountered it before. Maybe there's a fairy tale or something about it. Who knows? I mean, rumors, legends, something like that. Maybe we can find something.
All right. Well,
That, or we can just beat up the Malgorians later on and see if they know anything about it.
well, they'll do anything and any kind of magic in order to get what they want. So I imagine if they knew what this could do, they would want to go back in time and win completely and wipe out any trace of my kind. Redo history. That would be my guess.
Well, I mean, we might be able to find out where they found it.
True. If what I saw was back in time, I guess it could have been the warmth of battle and the energy that was spent during it. I don't know. I'll have to do some research into my history a little bit more, do some digging, and see if I can trace what I saw to be something more. Maybe it was just a fluke. Who knows? I don't believe in flukes, though. Anyway, I guess that is what we have done. Or we are the extent of our exploration of the things we found tonight. Now, this isn't something that we want to sell, right?
No. I am not selling this.
Okay.
Sorry. He will pry this from my cold, dead hands.
All right. Well, I mean, you got to know demonology to use it, though, right?
Well, we clearly just used it, so you don't need demonology. I mean, to know anything about it, we would, but I mean, clearly to actually use it, you just need magic in general.
Okay. Well, all right. Just if you hear voices telling you to do something, say no.
Oh, I already do that. I mean,
Try to. It's not as easy as it looks. All right. Well, Senzo will grab the book and go upstairs to his room for the rest of the night, kind of pondering over the events. Or if it's daytime, maybe we should head over to the Gullible Trumpet and try to sell what we found? Or are we keeping those two? Is that the better idea?
It's fairly late.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then not do that.
I think I'm probably just going to be hitting the hay. Trying to heal up as much as I can for the night.
All right. Yeah, I don't have any magical healing abilities, so sorry. Well, I mean, that I can give to you. Anyways, I'm being awkward. I'm going to go upstairs.
And Archon, you have your own room here. And
No, we got a spare.
it is on the second floor.
Same floor as me.
So what will Beth do? Just hit the bed and sleep as much as possible?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to heal as much as I can.
Archon, what's your intent?
I think he's going to mull over, like, what the sort of gold filigreed, I don't know, melon-shaped thing actually is. I think he's gonna sit for a few hours and sort of a brainstorm with Raker, because Raker is pretty smart. He might know something.
Mm.
Is Raker just like a regular crow?
No,
The Raven.
Sorry, Raven. Okay.
Big Bird. But probably seems more intelligent than he lets on, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, for Beth, you know a familiar when you see one.
Okay. Thank you.
For this, and for now, you guys can pick one thing that'll be the downtime study. Either do
Alright.
a skill attribute trait where it says name, just write the name of it so it will be the same moving forward later too.
Where do I put this?
First page stat.
Stat. Name study.
Yeah. So either you take your attribute, if you know a trait you really want to do, that's okay as well. Or a skill. Skill could be anything from magic, spells, schools to primary skills, secondary skills.
Also, maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't think I picked region lore. Maybe you remember. We didn't do it too long ago, but I don't think I picked region lore.
Yeah, maybe you didn't know. I could swap it away. Maybe that was
Okay.
something that jumped in.
Quick question. I'm wanting to study, like, get my necromancy up higher. Would I just do one of the spells, or
So it's necromancy as a magic school or a spell. Or a spell
Okay,
is within. So you take necromancy in skill study. So put necromancy in skill study.
thank you. That's what I just wanted to check.
I would be. It would be weird if you didn't succeed the first roundabout. Never say never. As you have to roll under 20. 20 could be rolled and then you don't get any. Then it would be a sad face. So
I
why
almost felt like that was going to happen, but I'm glad it didn't.
why Beth it says name is as you didn't put
I did.
necromancy in.
But I did. It says it right in the thing under skill study, necromancy.
Yeah, no matter. You can just tick one box in of the book pages. And that's how we do it.
So, back to what I picked 2 secondary skills, and I got 5 in those 2. But I had scribing, and it was a lore skill, I think.
Yeah, I think you took both, and you wanted scribing, so the region lore was probably not the one you picked. I think
It was 2 secondary skills that I got, and then I bought 2 more, right?
Yeah, you get one from your archetype, no, path. You get one from there, and then you get your knowledge in skills as well. So if you have 2 in study, you get 2 more. But you don't get points in them, but you could pick them. And you have to kind of shove points around. If you catch my drift.
I think so.
Yeah. So you get one from your path, and you get the amount in study extra. You get no points in them, but you get them, which means that you have to. The path is determined. The extra in study is you can pick whatever you feel like. And then you get in total 5 ranks in secondary skills.
So there is something missing then.
Was it me that destroyed your region lord and you wanted the region lore maybe?
No, it wasn't region lore. What the hell would I have picked?
Those 3 I know you wanted and had. One more is you can scroll around a little bit.
Yeah. I'll do that at some other point.
Yeah. So that is basically the way to level you, kind of slowly but steady. I was thinking maybe roll against what you have. The higher you get, it's going to be more difficult as you have to roll over. But at that time, it's a little bit too quick. This is actually pretty simple and easy. For Senso, do you want to read or do you want as well to sleep?
Read a little bit and probably fall asleep reading.
For Beth, I think Beth is the only one who has some hit points missing. Since you didn't take any, right?
Yeah, I blocked or parried all of mine.
Yeah. So, Beth, you get 1 hit point back, and whatever stays in the endurance heal.
1d4.
So you get a 1d4 plus 1. Well,
2.
2.
Can't lose. Can't win everyone, I guess. Let's see here. Where's? Okay, I'm being an idiot. Where's health?
In combat. Looks like you have. It has to reset it for some way. I don't remember what you had before. It was a couple of points here and there. Right?
Yeah, it was my arm. Like my arms had kept getting hit.
Yeah. Was it so that the arm was unusable at one point, or was it?
It
Almost was, I think.
yeah, it was almost, but it wasn't fully because I was still able to use my scythe to try and attack.
And body didn't do any.
Yeah, body was completely fine. Oh yeah, it was I had 5 damage to my arm.
Yeah, I think it was 5 to the arm, and maybe like 2 to the other arm. Maybe there were like some sort of extra point somewhere. Let's say it's that at the moment.
Oh, I remember now. We'd had to use the token one. Maybe that's when it got messed up because there was a difference between the token sheet and then the one in the actual profile. So that's probably when it got messed up, was when we fixed that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that one. That one, it doesn't say anything either. If you want to change anything, don't use the tokens character sheets. So yeah, but if you think it's less or more, you can change it. But I think it was somewhere around there.
I guess I'll just take off the 2 that was on my left arm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So the way, if you guys ever buy, have, or intend to use healing potions goes from head to body, and then any sort of arm, and then lastly leg.
Okay.
So there is a role which is going to be influential in the characters moving forward too. We're introducing your dominant hand with big letters because that's how Vamp apparently wanted us to kind of have it. So a D20 will determine what kind of hand arm is the one that you regularly use. So at a 1 to 15, it's going to be the right arm that was going to be the one that you go for. 16 to 19 is left, and 20 doesn't matter.
Oh, we got 2 left-handers.
Yeah.
God damn it.
This impacted the game because we have a hit location. So I thought of it when we were fighting the demons back then, where he basically just threw the weapon over to his left arm after the other one just got, unusable. So you will have a negative using the wrong arm in the fight. So write that down somewhere, or try to remember it. Write it in other notes or something. We will have a place for it on the character sheet later.
Got it.
And coming back to it is morning. You find yourselves in the busy sort of breakfast. Pick a little bit what you want. Bread and different sorts of options are at your ready. A couple of people just spread out, not as busy as like the eve or at the night time. The businesses are slowly starting to open outside. But yeah, you found yourself at the table. What is the discussions? Where do you want to go? What's the future?
I'm kind of wondering about first aid. I'm pretty good at it. So is there something maybe I can do to alleviate our local necromancers' ailments?
No.
I can help if need be.
First aid is stabilizing.
Like in combat.
Yeah, and
Okay.
taking away if something is otherwise bleeding or any sort of obvious threat to the body, but not after the thing has happened. So for Beth, you guys see that her right arm is still in a pretty bad shape.
Do we know about how much it might cost for a heal?
It's roughly around 50 silver per hit point, to give it like a ballpark.
Fuck that, I will heal the old way.
I mean, it's easy way, you have money.
I mean,
yeah,
it's a
I have
real
money.
shame that you didn't find the healing potion on Enam Heart.
But,
Oh yeah.
but we
Oh yeah.
but we looted him.
Yeah,
Like,
you.
we
but
went
you
through
didn't
his
get it.
pockets. Huh? What?
Yeah, you would have found it. It's just me who doesn't really.
Oh, well, generous of you.
Yeah. There it is. The dead character.
I mean, I have plenty of coins still. I could throw in 100 to get you a little bit.
What does the healing potion do again? It just does 1 point of healing to body or head, body, and then arms and
A
legs.
D4.
Oh, a D4. Okay.
Hmm. And for, I mean, Ebonheart had a lot of junk with him.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Bandolier, Bedroll Light, Caltrops, Shalk,
I'm a
Chisel.
bedroll now.
Yeah.
Still gotta get one.
Don't you guys have bedrolls? Don't you have phones?
I have a makeshift one.
You have a
Because I
phone?
forgot to get one too.
I couldn't afford one, so
Yeah, we can go
Yeah,
very quickly to divvy it up. The bandolier, anyone wants that one?
was in the
Sure, I'll take it.
bandolier.
You're gonna take a bandolier? You need a one-handed?
Oh, well, I just was curious what was in it.
Nothing at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Bedroll.
He already claimed the bedroll, so
Yeah, I guess I jumped the gun on that one and didn't think about the lady.
Caltrops.
Ah.
Shalk.
Caltrops?
Mhm.
Ooh.
No. Chisel.
I'll
Crow.
take the Caltrops if
Mhm.
he's not.
No, I don't have any abilities I can use with it right now.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Crowbar.
I'll take the crowbar.
Flint steel.
I already have flint and steel, so she can take it.
Yeah, I'll take it because I didn't pack any.
Grappling hook.
I can take that. That's fine.
It's gonna be you create a new character, that one dies, and then you shovel over stuff. Key making tools.
Pretty wicked. I guess I'll take those.
Lock picking kit. A simple mirror.
I'll take the lockpicks.
I don't need a mirror.
No one wants
Well-
a mirror.
I'll take a mirror. I guess I can use it for signaling.
Oil flask. And
I'll take those.
you get that one. Some strange herbs.
I don't know what they are, so I'll say no. It's knowing me, I'll
I'll-
poison us all.
I'll take them. Maybe we can sell them.
Piran for climbing and stuff.
What?
What was that?
A piran, a metal
Oh,
thing.
pigeons.
Yeah.
You probably want those, Senzo, since you took the hook thing, the grappling hook.
Yeah, sure.
Because, I mean, you're climbing a wall, so.
A rope in that case.
Yeah, that would be good to have.
Satchel.
Is there anything in the satchel?
No, now you're just stealing
Pulling out of
everything.
it.
So
He's dead. He would have wanted us to have it, to remember him by.
sealing wax.
What? Oh.
Trap noise
Trap what?
for noise.
Noise trap. So give that to let Beth have fun with all the traps.
And the last thing is also another herb of sort, vial and water skin small. think I can do this though. We'll keep it as. Nothing of that is of interest. Water skin, vial, and some herbs.
I'll take a vial. And I guess
I'll take the other
Oh.
herbs.
water skin as well.
There. I actually got to loot him.
Having said all that, Varkon, would you like any of this?
No,
Also, there's this ring. It seemed to belong to an assassin group or something.
They might come knocking.
Probably, but yes.
I'll hold on to it. Sure, why not?
yeah,
If Varkon doesn't want it.
Yeah, right. Ring Shadowblade.
Got it.
Got it.
I think we all just bought one-way tickets on the train of consequence.
With the ring, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of hard to avoid. We accepted it and move on.
Yeah. Whoever took it, have fun.
Indeed.
I would like to go ahead and get another couple nights worth of rooms here
Right.
and stabling for the horses, because I don't think we're leaving this town anytime soon.
Living. At this point, you guys got a better deal last time. Now it is 6 silver for a day or 30 for a week. I think it was like 4 or 5 last time.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pay for a week for you said 30 for a week?
30 for a week, yes.
And is that for stabling the animals as well?
No, then it's 15 more.
45?
Yep.
All right, yeah. And is
Mm,
that just
inflation is
for
hitting.
me, or
Yes.
is that everybody?
For one person.
Okay.
Holy hell.
But we're talking about a week now.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of coin, so
You get a fine little gem.
that's true. I can go sell it.
Let's see if it's actually going to save my money for once. Okay, good.
Yeah,
right.
I'll pay 40 for a week as well.
30 just room, 45 for
No,
room and stable.
don't have a horse, so not paying.
And we can sell. Well, we can sell the third horse if you don't want one. But you'll probably want one. All right. Well, I need to go sell stuff so I can afford anything.
All right, where are you going to go?
The
Trumpet
trumpet, I
place?
guess. It's the only place I know of.
I'm gonna try and find someone to hustle.
Like a gamble hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You probably best bet is to find the sort of gambling hall.
Oh, there happens to be one.
Oh yeah, I mean there is one that is attached to the arena, the underground arena. So there's definitely a place where you can ring up some good coin.
Denzo, you should
I-
enter the arena. And we can bet on him.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm a little intimidated by a big city like this.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Besides, we always need more coin. And when you inevitably emerge victorious from the fight, I can be right there outside cheering you on as I win even more money for us.
And speaking of, you see a grand poster boosting about this late night spectacle at said arena, where the house champion will participate, Boril Wolinska. This behemoth of a 6'4" giant of a man, house champion for years, has challenged like all and everyone. So now it's going to be more a spectacle where probably he won't attend because he's too good. So it's a version of open mic. Anyone can attend.
As long as there's no fucking slam poetry, I'm fine.
Are the fights to the death or to like unconsciousness or something?
They do it with wooden swords, and the hits are so close that it will feel like your arm is rendered useless, but it won't be. You know, it's more bruising instead of actually taking the hits. So the fight will be as if there were like a fatal fight in the game, but it's more just bruising. So if you get too many hits in your head and it gets to 0 or more, you're knocked out. Same to the body, and the arms and legs, if they go to 0, you can't really support anymore.
I don't want to make any assumptions here, but it sounds like we are starting to get a game plan here.
I don't know. I'm not super confident in my gladiator fighting skills. To be honest, I barely did any damage to those demons. Ebonheart did most of the damage. And Beth with her scythe.
Like
just
one
took-
hit.
I just took the hits. I only did 2 damage each.
Well, this will be a way for you to train. Get better.
Does it work that way, Skag?
Well, I think it should. I mean, doesn't it kind of sound like? I mean, it's practice bouts. It sounds like training.
You will probably be able to get some sort of study role for it, for sure. Win or lose, ego or not.
And losing doesn't mean you die, unlike outside the city gates.
Exactly, and we can bet on you. You can make money.
You're hoping that I win, right? Yeah, but I mean, I'm a gladiator, but I'm not a full-fledged gladiator. You know, like I don't have.
Come on, dude. It's like amateur night. All right, nobody's gonna judge you.
All the skills. All right. I guess we're going to the arena to see about signing up and looking for a mark for our dear friend Archon.
You have basically devoured what you wanted out of the breakfast, feeling a little bit more empowered to do some sort of gladiator-esque inquiries and maybe find someone along the way to scam or get to know. And traveling, walking over to the mid part where the castle ward, the castle itself is. The signs point to this larger building where a lot of commotion happens constantly, even this early morning. And for Archon, you're like feeling the very well-known gambling hall when you see one. It's seldom that you lose going out on one, and to is very similar casino feel. If you've been there too long, you're thrown out. But for the most part, you're kind of moving along and just making sure that it's not being seen too much. And after some odd hours, you often get away with some good coin. Here's also where you sign up and kind of look at the roster that has been gathered so far and kind of bet on the people that have started and see kind of like the competition, if any. And that is something you want to approach and go forth with.
Oh yeah, I got the encouragement of my compatriots. So what else do you need? But yeah, let's give it a go.
As you approach up, there is a person taking care of just the battle and the gladiator aspect out of everything. And moving closer to the feel you're getting is probably someone who has been training gladiators, has that sort of sharp eye, slender, slightly older. So instead of continuing with the training or something like that, he's moved on to something that he knows and able to do without like wear and tear to the body. And as you approach up, he kind of taps the table, showing different forms. Either if you are someone who's going to participate, if you're going to put money down, or different ways of kind of getting into the arena as a fighter or a prospect. And as he kind of taps it, what do you want? Anything specific?
Looking into the amateur night.
Sure. I mean, how will you participate? Do you have a specific weapon style?
One-handed.
Right. It's gonna be the first tier. So we have two different bouts. The one that starts up, no money in, no money gained, just for practice, getting to know the place, a feel for it. The next one is where you get a 10 silver in if you stand when the bout is over. You will then gain equal amount.
So 10 on the second bout is you put in 10 silver and you get 10 silver back.
Hmm.
Okay.
If you stand, that is. If you don't stand, the 10 silver goes to us.
Yep. Anything after that, or is that it?
Tonight we also have the bigger fights where it is 75 in and the same back if you stand, and if you do so want to challenge our house champion, there is a possibility to do so as well. The price now has been going up through the days and is now up to 700 silver.
700 silver in and out?
No, just win. But I'll, between you and I, if you do not par well, you will probably be away for quite a while. Broken bones and all.
Yeah, I had a feeling as much.
So if you're not completely confident, I would advise against it.
One knows first aid.
I know first aid too, but I guess we can start off with the small ones and see how those go, and then if I'm still doing well, we can try for the big one.
Got this. Like Beth is cheering you on in the background. Yeah, do it.
So I guess that's what I'll do is the little ones first and then the big one, if I still have energy.
Right, so you want to take the non-priced one and then even the 10 silver one?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good start. So that'll be your name here, here, and 10 silver, please.
All right, I'll hand over 10 silver.
And
Now I have.
he gives you back a small little ticket token. Whenever you give that one in as a participation, and hope for the best.
All right, sounds good.
And you walk back to the rest of the group. For Archon, you hear the dice is being thrown, people putting in money, winning money, losing money in the background. The gambling hall.
Well, first things first, we're gonna bet some money on a winner.
Any ideas on how you want to go about this?
Well, you said the first fight is no money in out at all, including betting.
Yeah, there's no one betting on it. It's more just people go in there to make a name for them or kind of just feel the room a little bit. However, there are probably people betting anyway. I mean, can you bet? People bet. But it's not official.
But the second fight is when the official betting begins, and the third is the big one.
Yes.
So what's the betting looking like on the second fight?
On the second fight, if you're going to do it yourself, it's 25. And if you do it correctly, it's 20 back.
And that's if you fight.
No, that's if you actually bet on it. And it's kind of like just a sort of 5 bouts. Do you bet A or B on each of the fights. So you
Okay.
get your money back, and then you get the 20 back as well, or an extra 20 if you win.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna be optimistic, and would like to put in a bet that if our champion
Right.
not only gets to the third round to fight the head honcho here, but wins, I would like to put 100 coin down on him winning.
Winning his fight, or
Yeah, if he advances
Mm.
to face the reigning champion and then wins, that's what I like to bet 100 coins on.
It's more he will face in the mid tier, and if he wants to, he could challenge the reigning one. So it's up to him to challenge, essentially.
Yeah, so that's like if he chooses to, and if he gets to it and wins.
Yeah.
Like I want to be sort of, future proofing.
The betting is see it as an underdog. 1 to, what could it be? Stake. Could it be you put in at least 50, and win you will get back 150? So you don't lose your 50, you get 150. So essentially 200. You get your
Alright.
50 back.
Yes, I will. If it comes to it, I will bet those 50.
Yeah.
And then I will turn and I will go to the gambling hall.
Stuff to be done. And for the rest of you,
I guess I'll go find where they put up the wooden swords in the sparring area and the fighting prep area and get ready, or is it later on that these bouts are happening?
yeah, it's in the late
Evening.
day.
Yeah.
So you could spend the full day just being here, testing things out, watch him gamble, or you could move to some other place.
Well, seeing as how I probably need to go back to the inn and let them know that I've entered into the arena, and that's how I'm going to be paying for my night stay.
I'll just go ahead and give him, what was it, 45?
Yeah, then as you're giving 45, the barkeep is, do you want to keep the third room, meaning Ebonheart? Or
That won't be necessary. Thank you, though.
and the horse, the stable for the horse?
Yes. Still keeping that.
So 15 for that horse and 45 if you want to pay for your friend.
All right. She hands over the 60 silver.
Right?
We're
There
really
you go.
staying in this town for a week. Golly. If we have to leave early, do we get our money back?
Nope.
I'm gonna
My
go
guess
ahead
would probably be
and
no.
stab that. Yeah.
That's a nope.
You better do good in that arena.
Yeah, I'm not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
And hmm. All
That's
right.
either great or terrible.
Trying to figure out that myself.
We'll probably. What
I'm
you
going with no. I'm going with the bad now because it sounds like he's trying to make up for something. So I'm going with whatever it was is bad. Yeah, and he's not confirming anything, so I'm going with bad.
So, as Archon, you're sitting at the gambling. Beth with Senso, you have left to pay off everything. Senso, you could see how Beth is taking a step and stopping in her movement and starting to kind of sweat and having a hard time catching breath.
Uh-oh. Maybe we should go to your room and let you lay down a little bit more. Maybe check your pulse and your forehead to see if you're overheating a bit.
And Beth,
And
you
maybe
hear...
check your wound to see if it's gone, if it's clean or not.
Yeah, you hear Sense in the background, and everything has stopped. There is this darkened, almost mist kind of shrouding everything. And in it all, just an echoing of a voice. The speech is just muddled, difficult to just grasp any sort of syllable. And as you hear a word, you understand why, as the vision for you kind of comes true. And you can look in Foundry.
Oh fuck! I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
And the thing is speaking to you, kind of looking in your direction, but the words are just gobbled up. You don't understand it, you don't speak it, and as it's moving, everything around you just slowly but steady getting colder and colder. And when you are kind of twisting your body, realizing you're about to take one step that was predetermined by your just think of thought, just moving, everything just disappears, and the sort of normal people talking around you starts to just come back, and Senso is saying something and talking about your wound, and whatever it was is just gone.
Beth, can you hear me? Are you okay?
I think I need a drink. A lot of drinks. Maybe a keg. Yeah.
You're already walking like you're drunk. I'm not sure beer's gonna help that any.
Uh, do I know if there are any inquisitors in this city? Like, I know they've passed through the city, but do they have like an outpost or something here?
You would assume they have an office, or
There was that lady at the gates that was testing everybody.
yeah, that too. You thought about that?
You know what? We're just gonna pretend it didn't happen for now, and let things. We're just gonna go pay for the hotel, and then we're gonna go back and gamble, and we'll discuss as a group what we're gonna do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's when Senso is
yes.
basically saying that we already paid. You did. You paid.
Oh, okay. Then yes, we're going back to the gambling hall and the fighting arena, and yeah.
All right. We'll do that. And I'll just keep a side eye watch on her as we walk.
Yeah, I'm just going to be like hugging the bag with like the stone thing to me, and I'm pretty sure her eyes are just like darting around badly, like she's expecting something to appear again.
Yeah. You two are slowly walking back, and Sensu, there is this messenger boy tapping you on the side, showing a small note.
Okay. Thanks, kid.
And he starts to walk away.
I'll read what the note says.
A small sentence of quick meet at Tavern Alley, left side.
All right. So it looks like someone wants to meet up. I don't know if it's from the arena or if it's somebody else. Maybe the contact for this ring. But maybe we should check that out before we head over. Or do we want to get Archon involved?
How far are we from the arena?
Halfway. We started to walk. It's fairly close to where the tavern is by itself.
I'd say since we're so close by, we might as well grab him and get him to go with us.
Better, safe than sorry. That's a good idea. Okay, we'll grab Archon and then let him know about the messenger.
So Archon, roll gambling. Make 3 rolls.
Ooh.
So not starting very well. Going better. And
Well, why am I even trying?
yeah. So you are ahead with 35 silver. It's not your best sort of half hour. You have done better. And there are other people here that are fairly good at what they do. So it's not regular like deck of cards poker or Texas. This is more intricate. It has cards, but it also has tokens, and you're betting against, and it's almost like 50 things you have to keep eye on. What's happening? Who has traded with who? And you can kind of whatever that diplomacy. You don't know who holds what, and there's a lot of elements. So there are a few people that get really good at the gambling. The rules are all over the place. Everyone has their own to kind of just facilitate just a specific crowd and stuff. So you're kind of feeling it. It's probably going to be easier as you're getting into the rhythm, getting the feel of this sort of rules and how people are working the tables and stuff like that. But so far ahead a little bit. What did I say? 35. And yeah, Beth and Senso comes by the table.
Hello again.
Yeah, so I don't know. Beth might be a little dehydrated, or her wounds might be coming to her. She's kind of stepping a little funny. But I got a note saying to meet nearby in an alleyway. No, no idea who the sender is or what it's for. Thought we would, come and grab you on our way over.
Right, so that's convenient. She gets all woozy and wobbly, and at the same instant, an errand comes by with a note.
What do you think it is? You think it has something to do with the stuff we found? We let somebody know by touching stuff that we have it?
I hope not, but I feel like that's maybe the case.
Maybe I won't. I won't be fighting tonight.
Maybe we lit a bonfire and someone was standing on the horizon and went, "Oh, so a thing happened."
Mm.
Yeah.
Roll another gambling.
Oh.
Yeah, in the midst of everything, kind of like a Rain Man, you just tap one token, push a card, fold something, borrow another token from a neighbor, and you win 15 silver.
Nice.
And it looks like he is doing stuff without even looking. It actually looks quite impressive.
Right, so that one, cool. Right. Do we go now? I guess.
Yeah, I would assume we'd want to do it before any of the fights start. Otherwise, you would be meeting without me. Which, I mean, that's certainly up to you guys, but I feel like it would be better to be in numbers.
Yes.
I don't necessarily know if it was addressed to me or the whole group, but I don't think it would hurt to have us all together. Especially if your suspicions are correct. So let's quickly head over and see what this is all about.
Yeah, that's Could I use scribing to see if I can suss anything out from the writing on this note?
Sure. Well, no.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's done with a sort of coal, and it's normal paper. So, going?
Yep,
Going.
going.
Yes.
Yes. And you make your way as a trio group coming around the bend into the sort of alleyway. And this being probably somewhere around 11 a.m., like getting closer to lunchtime, you see an alleyway that is not like completely dark or anything, but it has a little bit more somber, lower lit place. And in it, further away, stands a humanoid in a robe with a hood over, with the arms crossed, looking at you, let's say 40 meters, 50 meters away. So quite a bit of a distance. Just really like arms crossed, waiting for you.
Okay. You guys get any kind of vibe from him? Any kind of magical tint?
Do we?
No, he has no magical powers. Like, he doesn't practice magic.
Do we notice any rings on him?
No, he's kind of holding his arms crossed. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna look around and see if he has any friends. Look behind us as well.
all right, we will say that you will do a
Observation.
yes.
That's a wicked observation. Holy cow.
Yes, I am definitely not a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm. There are at least two more hiding in the shadows of adjacent alleyways. Kind of seeing a shadow here, kind of seeing how the only light from like a window is slightly obscured. Like the smallest details gives you the impression that there's more than that guy, definitely. You would assume two, maybe one more, around there, three or so in total. But one is definitely standing out. You can talk low whisper, and you're guessing the person doesn't hear. I mean, it's 40, 50 meters away.
Yeah, I think we should all stay close together just in case something is to happen. Like within touching distance in case you guys need to grab me.
Well, there's a few more of his friends, at least two, probably more. I don't know if I wanna like announce that we've noticed them or.
Maybe just keep an eye on him and have a spell ready or something. I don't know.
And both Beth and Archon is kind of smiling. That's not how it works.
I wish it was. But yeah, definitely not how it works.
So do you stand where you're at, or do you approach? Do you say something? What will be the next move? And who will do it?
Well, you got the note, Senzo, so I vote you are the one who talks.
Yeah, because last time I talked to someone went so well. All right. Senzo will maybe go about halfway, like 25, and then stop and go friend or foe.
The man extends his arm and gives like this waving gesture to come closer.
Not an answer. Just saying.
He'll wait and say it again, friend or foe.
You hear from one of the side alleyways, not like beside you, but fairly beside you, a voice that you've heard before, saying that the Lorians are always a foe of hate. And the guy,
Look, man, I'm in an arena fight tonight. I can't be doing this.
and the guy in the front kind of takes off his hood, and it's one of the 4 that you interacted with earlier yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to walk over, kind of like determined. He doesn't have any sort of weapon or so in his hand, but he's walking over nonetheless. You haven't seen the other ones, but what Archon has said, they are here. So you're kind of seeing where they could be. There are several alleyways leading into the main alley that you are in. So you're kind of assessing where they are and the voice that came and so forth. You're still, so that they are in front of you. They can't like side kick you or kind of come in from the side. But he starts to walk up at least. Do you want to do something initially?
I'll just stand there.
And he comes fairly close to the point of being, if I really reach it, I will touch you. That sort of distance.
Yeah.
So like a little bit of distance, you see his face and stuff. And he looks like very stern. And he says that, I just want to know, and I will definitely see if you're lying or not. Do you have ever set foot in the Temple of Blood, coming here, or intentions to go there?
Do I know what he's talking about?
No.
Yeah, I'll just say I have no idea what you're talking about.
And you kind of see how his face looks almost surprised, like, all right.
I told you I'm a sellsword.
You're a Valorian. You're nothing but trash, okay? So,
yeah, you're one to talk.
Well, I know one when I see one, and I'm looking at one.
Yeah, I feel the same about half Melgorians. I mean, what can we say? Our people hate each other.
Well, we are more true than you, though, so.
So, that's it? Just Temple of Blood? Yeah, I don't know anything.
Question number 2. Have you any sort of possession of items that you shouldn't have possession of?
No.
And he...
I don't have anything that's gonna, that's yours.
And you see how he kind of eyes you and... Well... I'll definitely watch your sellsword pay gladiator thing. I hope you lose. That's what I hope for.
Yeah, me too. I really don't want to fight the big guy.
Yeah, if so, I will share on him. Yes, I will actually hope that he wins, as a matter of fact. But
Yeah.
money.
Well, enjoy the fights. And Senzo will just back away facing him. We won't turn away. We'll just keep on watching him as he walks backwards.
Yeah, he looks at you, and with very much almost a strong demonstration of like spitting on the ground. He kind of turns his back, and from the alleyways comes the other three and joins up with him as they walk out to the other end.
All right. Well, that was fun.
I have to ask, have you been seeing some sort of expert? Because from what I remember, you're a little more hot-headed than this. That's twice same person in a day, less in a matter of hours.
He gave me information I didn't have.
Are
And
you planning on
I've-
going to this Temple of Blood now, or like?
kind of.
Or I
If-
mean,
Well, I got to fight, so I put 10 silver in. I might as well get 10 silver back if I can. Silver doesn't grow on trees. But, I mean, I'm at least curious now about the Temple of Blood. I did tell him I didn't know anything, and that was enough for him.
I don't think
it's-
maybe it was a trap to try and get you to go to the Temple of Blood. Do you? I mean, like,
He thinks he's going to win no matter what when we fight, so, I don't know. I didn't like the circumstances of an alleyway, and it seemed that they were already waiting and ready when we were walking up. So I didn't really trust the situation for a fight. I'd rather have them out in the open than in a closed off area. And they don't play nice or fair. They never have. They never will.
and we do, like, because
Well, there's no corpses around. And there's no, I don't know. It didn't feel right.
okay.
I only have so much information to go off of, and so I don't know. I was
And I
kind of
guess
hoping he would say more, but I guess I mean we could have fought and gotten more information out of him, but I don't know. It just they don't feel worth it to me. To you know, it's like once you roll in mud, kind of. Anyways, I don't mind tripping them up, but a full-on front assault doesn't seem like a wise idea. Is basically what I'm getting at.
all right. So I guess the arena. Gambling hall combo.
Yeah, it's like noon, so we would either spend all day there. I'm actually now tempted in going to the library. You were talking about a library to do some research. Let's go to the library and let's see if I can find out what the Temple of Blood is.
Mhm. That sounds good to me. Yeah, I want to go to the library for sure. I want to see if I can find anything about this orb thingy
Okay.
and demons or whatever. Yes,
I guess just be careful who you show it to, or if
I'm
or-
not showing it to anybody. Don't worry about that.
do we keep it in the room, or would you rather keep
it is
on
it
you?
is in my bag. I am not letting it out of my sight.
Okay. Archon, you heading back to the gambling halls?
No, I suppose I should lend my great wisdom to this search of knowledge.
All right. To the library.
Yeah, and as a closing scene of it all, you are walking towards the library and you see one of these half Megorians, the one that you talked mostly to, signing a contract and kind of almost showing you Senso it being the one that you will have to fight in the prize money fight in the mid tier.
All right.
Could I?
Hmm?
Yeah. I'm just gonna like let the sleeve of my robe just drop down, and Raker will just appear out of it and just fly up. He's gonna take aim above this Malgorian and just let it go.
He's gonna make a doo-doo.
Oh yeah. Then he's gonna vanish.
So,
That's awesome.
so as the half Megorian has signed the paper to actually fight Senso in the mid fight, he comes out doing his cross arms together, kind of looking fairly full of himself, where he actually gets a white spread of full doo-doos from the skies, and he kind of looks up and starts to curse the damned birds of this hellhole. And that's kind of where we will leave us off for this time. You'll meet Radko Kraltz. In the future.
Oh, great.
So Retix, how did your new character feel?
I have survived one game.
Yeah.
Despite us using something we shouldn't have used. So may the odds be ever in my favor.
Quick question. Will we have a game Sunday next week?
It's the 24th.
Oh yeah, it's our New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. I'm available, but oh wait, I might not be available. I think we're having a brunch.
I'm fairly free just moving forward. I do my stuff fairly early, so this time around it's so past late that I'm up to game, but it's more up to you guys.
I'm not sure. One of my uncles is supposed to be visiting him and his girlfriend, so I don't know if I'll be free Sunday. I have a tentative drinking game Friday.
Now we will discuss and we will see. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, like I know I close the library Monday, so for sure I won't be free Monday.
Yeah.
But if there's any other day during the week, that you guys are free,
make a
touch
pass.
base. Yeah.
So TJ, did you have a good one with Senso getting more of things happening?
A little bit. I'm really nervous about the combat system in this, so I think that's more of me being nervous than Senzo being nervous of fights. But
in the arena you can't die this time.
Well,
now you might be able to get...
unless there's a Melgorian involved, and now I might die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I anytime there's like lore stuff, I really eat that up, and it's hard for me not to play a character that's all about that stuff. So I tried to have it in his backstory or in his personality of wanting to know more, so
Mhm.
that I can feed my hunger. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I am very intimidated by the arena, so
That's fun shit. Vamp, you had a good one as well?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to one, see the arena. I'm excited to try and find out some more stuff about this arcane focus thing.
Mhm.
I'm also excited to see what exactly our new magic user can do. And I'm curious if anybody else is going to start seeing the things that I did, or if it's just going to be me, since I was the only one who put the magic in the orb thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say anything about what I saw for now, just because she wants to see exactly who is going to be affected by it, or if it's just going to be her.
All right.
Also,
yeah.
she's really hoping it doesn't show up again.
Yeah. So we will keep in touch through the Discord, and we will see the next time. It's always going to be difficult, like the Christmas, New Year's Eve, and the days in between and stuff. So hopefully before the new year has kind of passed, but it's going to be difficult. So we'll see when the next time comes around.
So,
But until then, have a good one, everyone who's watching and or watching this at the next. Have a good one. Bye bye, boys.
bye.